I'm just going to ask you, have you had anything from the PGMOL or any contact from Howard? Howard regularly, I think, speaks to
me directly. No.
The club.
The club, I'm sure they've been in touch, and it's probably more up to them to discuss that topic.
Do you think you've got support from other managers from speaking out so strongly to express your views? Well, it could be just because of the standard of the officialdom.
Yes, if that doesn't affect the competition with another team, another manager, probably yes. Because when we are in those meetings and we are all together, we all share the same feeling. That's for sure.
Do you think there's better official and sort of refereeing standards within the Champions League as compared to the Premier League? If you watch the Champions League week in, week out, you don't see so many delays. You don't see so many.
I don't think that's for me to say. I don't know. I think everybody tries its best, and that's it. And sometimes the outcome is better, sometimes worse.
Okay, I've got Dave from The Guardian.
Hi, Mikel. I wanted to ask you two things. Do you think the sense of injustice that you all felt at Newcastle can really bond you internally as a squad, as a club?
Well, there is a really bond team. There is a really bond club at the moment, but certainly it shows the unity, the way we acted to express externally how we feel, and we have to do that. And if we want to transmit what we want to do, you have to speak loud and clear and put yourself in the line when it's needed to. And this is what we've done.
I know you've already been asked this and you've actually dodged this question, but I do think it's worth asking again if you can explain what specifically you were unhappy about with the goal.
No, I can Sevilla, I can explain you anything.
Okay, we'll go to Mark from The Sun.
Can I just ask you about Gabriel Jesus, who has been called up by Brazil, which seems quite strange, bearing in mind he's injured. I mean, does that come as a surprise to you?
Well, I don't know. The national teams have the duty to produce the list. Sometimes there is uncertainty on the timescale of each player's availability in the following weeks, and that's it. I think it's a great thing. I think it's a really positive thing that he's getting called up again. It will depend whether he's fit or not, whether he can travel or not. That's it.
Presumably, you think he'll be injured for it?
We don't know yet, so probably that's why that's in the air. But it's a really simple situation to resolve.
In the game in Seville, he was outstanding. I mean, he was probably the difference between the two teams.
Yeah.
How do you make up for that loss in this game tomorrow?
Well, obviously he's been out for a while. In this start of the season, I think the Premier League he only had one start, and he's one of our top players and the players that can produce those magic moments that are necessary to consistency win. But we have to adapt. We haven't got it tomorrow.
Tom from Football London.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
We heard from Gabriel Jesus at the start of the Champions League kind of run that a lot of the young players have been playing the theme tune in the dressing room and stuff, and kind of that belief of playing in the new competition. How do you feel those young players have now adapted to playing in such a big tournament?
Well, obviously the excitement and the enthusiasm to play the competition is driving a lot of that energy and passion that you see in those games, and this is great. But as well, I think they're showing a lot of maturity to manage the games in certain moments when it's very necessary in Europe, and so far we've done it really well.
And obviously last season in the Europa League there was perhaps more opportunity to rotate players. You want two competitive options in most of the positions, if not all the positions. But that's not always easy to rotate in the Champions League because of the demands of the competition. How sustainable is it with the group when you've got players like Ray Ramsdale and Trossard Martinelli, for instance?
Well, I think the squad availability is really important to allow you to do those changes or not. At the moment, we have 5 or 6 injuries, and then obviously the capacity to rotate in certain moments, even in the cups, is more limited. So, when you have 22 outfield players fit and available, it's easier. At the moment, it's a bit trickier.
Gary from The Times.
Can I just check? You said about you have the managers' meetings and everyone sort of agrees. Do you have a mechanism in the season for the managers to talk together? And is there something coming up where you have a discussion about managers where you then can have that open discussion?
Yeah, we have some opportunities to do so. They are limited because of the time and the schedules that everybody's at. But it's our duty to try to do everything that we can to support, give our voices and opinions very clear, and to try to get our feelings across and try to improve them.
When is the next one? Because obviously it's a national break.
I don't know when the next one is. Yeah.
Okay, Isan from the Daily Mail.
Hi, Mikel. As a manager, what was it like to have the club straight away come out with a statement to back you? And what did you make of the statement's wording? It was very strong, very direct in what he was trying to come across?
Well, I think obviously it was great from my point of view. I didn't expect it. I said it's my duty to stand in front of you guys and give what I think, and then the club has got many options, and they decided to that one. I really appreciate it. I think the players did, everybody at the club did, and then it showed again that we are one and that we are ready for anything that comes across to fight it in the best possible way.
Going back to Ange's speech after the game the other day, one of the lines he says is we have to respect the officials. What was your reaction or thoughts on that particular line in his speech?
I fully agree that we have to respect, and this is what we try to do. But to respect them as well, we have to stand there like I did in the touchline the other day, and to respect them as well, we have to have respect. You have to have good trust and the capacity to have a conversation and opinions. That's when respect is built.
Okay, finally we'll go to Simon from the London